Good morning to those who are going to be watching live, which I have no idea how many are going to be doing that. It's early on a Saturday morning, sort of, 8 o'clock-ish. I'm not quite sure, I didn't check the clock before I started this. Anyway, I'm on a trip back to my hometown of Meningie this weekend. Stayed here last go rear camera, and here we are. I'll just zoom out at the Meningie's waterfront motel, and as I'm panning this, just take note of this wonderful older building. It is now close to 60 years old, but it's not going to be here for very much longer. It will be demolished and have a new concept being put into action in this wonderful old building, instead of this wonderful old building. I just want to mention that as I'm walking, I'm not using a gimbal. It's not in my bag at the moment, so I'm probably going to be bumping over quite a lot of grasses and clumps here on the side. As you can see, there's the median strip, the actual, as you can see, the entrance into Meningie. There we go, and there's the waterfront motel entrance. It has wonderful memories for me, as it was my parents-in-law who built this in 1966 to 68. I think it was functioning in 1968 as a motel, the only one in Meningie at the time. It did have a fuel bowser included with it. There's lots of road noise because we are on the main Princes Highway here. So here's the entrance, and I think there's about 10, actually I'm not too sure what number of units there are. They're very nice, clean, easy to sleep units. I stayed in one of the front facing, the water facing sets units last night. First time I've actually stayed in here, because I've known all along it was sort of part of the family of what is Meningie's existence in some respect. It's lovely. But yeah, I'm just trying to swap the camera. But it won't be much longer, purely because it's had its time. Maintenance and upkeep has become too much for the owners. It is an ageing building, but it does have those wonderful memories of being part of Meningie. It's still a wonderful entrance. The lakefront that we have here at Meningie has always been an interesting idea. Oh, let me have a look at this. Interesting. Have a look what I just came across. Now, I've got no idea what this thing is. Obviously, it's something that came out of that, maybe out of that hole, or is it a prawn or a yabby, part of a yabby? Oops. If I pointed the right way, got no idea. I know what it looks like, fairly phallic, but got no idea. And have a look at the hole. Trapdoor spider, maybe? I've got no idea. Someone that's more biological, etc., might, into the earthy stuff, might be able to let us know. I don't know. No idea. Or is it a moth? Some sort of a moth carcass thing. Looks really weird. I did have some field moths, the wood moths, I think, at the door earlier last night. So I'm just going to take you for a quick walk up. Well, quick walk, I'm walking slowly. It's like anywhere. When you have a sleep in a strange bed, your back starts to play up. Well, mine did. Let's have a look. There's the entrance to Meningie from the time that we moved here ourselves as kids. I was only 8 years old, 7 or 8, when we moved to Meningie and bought the farm up and downs. And the entrance to Meningie was not a very pretty place. It was quite rough and ready really, but it's so improved over the last couple of decades in what has been the landscaping, in what's been the pride in the entrance to the town. This is going to really piss you off, isn't it, with all this bouncing of my steps. I'm trying to get to the point of cutting across to what is the lakefront. That there itself is actually part of their private property, so I won't go into there. I'd come up here. But there has been so much improvement in the town over the years, and quite proud to come back and see the differences at times when I come back home as such. And have a look at that. There's some of the signs. There is boating here at times. It's an active sailing club as well. I used to sail a cadet dinghy when I was in my youth. Many years ago that was. And it was a lovely experience. The twin sister and I, we would crew together on a boat. Most of the time I'd be the captain. Skipper, actually called back then. There we go. Look at that. Oh, you see my shadow. And there's a flock of ducks out. Wild duck. Looks like the black ducks when you're looking. I think that's as zoomed in as I can get. And we are overlooking there Lake Albert. The end of the line for the lakes as far as the Murray River system goes. And what we're looking at in that direction is over towards Warringie Hill. And the extension of Meningie around there to Warringie, and the Lakeside Dairying Company, the old space that was a factory, cheese factory, caravan park over there. And here we have the frontage that is Lake Albert. And I'm not going to go too much further out to get the view. But if you can see that, that's the original water tower that was part of Meningie's initial setup many years ago. You can see that way over. Let me see if I can point to that. I've got to find the camera. There it is. Where's the camera? That camera. I'm on the iPhone, so it's not something I'm used to. Yeah, up there. Yeah, you can't see. I can't do a refined enough point. It's over there. That one. And the town jetty, you can see that over in the distance there too. And the one that's near the sailing club is to the left. The town jetty is over there somewhere. And a pontoon or something they've put up. Oh yeah, that there. That one there is the town jetty with a pontoon, a newer thing they've set up, and something else there. So this was my original hometown. It is my hometown that I claimed as a teenager. Basically, we lived here well, at least for 40-something years of my life. And way over there where the clouds are now, which you can't see, is Campbell Park. Campbell House is over there, and in that direction, which I can't show you really, is Narung. So lots of memories coming to the surface. It's great to be back home for a short space of time, celebrating a special family birthday. And I'm going to leave it there because mainly what I wanted to show was the waterfront motel, and that it's on its last time of existence as far as its current state. I don't know if the owners will be creating it under the same name, the concepts that they're putting forward for the development, but I think from the description of the ideas that are going to progress, it's going to be exciting. So you'll have to wait and watch this space, I suppose, or wherever else you get your news about Meningie. The Lakelander is the local paper that is an online publication now that you can subscribe to, and I dare say a lot of that news will be in there as it arises. So there it is, somewhere that my husband was brought up and spent a lot of his youth. And I'll just show it to you again. He had ferrets in the private area. He actually raised ferrets. He had one, especially one that he really loved, was called Stumpy. And I remember that story from years ago, so of course. So there it is, the Waterfront Motel. And I'll leave it at that. So thanks for watching for those who have. And we'll see you next time I pop in. Bye for now.